Please note, this episode of Skillfully Speaking includes graphic descriptions of injuries, battlefield trauma, and loss of life. It may be difficult or overwhelming for some listeners, so discretion is advised. The aim is to inform, but some details are unfiltered.
Welcome to Skillfully Speaking. I'm your host, Jackie Grubb, and today we're joined by Ben McBean, whose story shows remarkable resilience and determination. Ben joined the Royal Marines at 16 and survived life-changing injuries in Afghanistan. He went on to run marathons and inspire many as a motivational speaker and advocate for inclusion and disability awareness. Ben, welcome to Skillfully Speaking.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, and how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Yeah, really, really good. And I feel even better because we've just had a quick chat, haven't we? Mm-hmm. And you're an alumni at City College Plymouth.
Yes. I went there, a good 20 years ago now.
Yeah, amazing. And was it a plumbing course that you started?
Yeah. That was best thing for me to do at the time. So yeah, it was good to go back there. I've not been there literally since I left school pretty much. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So you'll just have to come and visit and see how much it's changed.
Exactly.
But yeah, alumni City College Plymouth. That made my day when we started chatting this morning. But if I can take you way back to when you were a child, you started off in Nuneaton and you moved to the southwest when you were 12. Can you just tell me of any memories that you had as a child and what your aspirations were? When you grow up, I want to be what?
Yeah, so I'm from Nuneaton. There's not a lot there, to be honest with you. So future-wise, even if I stayed there till I was 18, I had to probably leave. But what happened was my uncle was in the Royal Marines and he was based in Plymouth 4-2 Commando. So when he got married, we came down for the wedding, and then Plymouth kind of sold itself. So we left Nuneaton. I was about 12, moved to Plymouth. I grew up in Lipson or Old Lara Road, and when I went to my uncle's wedding, they were in like uniform and stuff. So I didn't know anything about the armed forces or anything like that. But I just remember looking at all these blokes, like big blokes, and the uniform and everything, and I just thought, I want to be one of them. But at 12 years old, it's just a dream, isn't it? I want to be an astronaut, footballer, this, that. So I didn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
But then when we moved down, my uncle had an accident on a motorbike and damaged his calf muscle. So when he was going through rehab, one day he just said, right, come for a run with me. Maybe I was 14 by now. And then it started becoming a bit more serious. Like I was fit and strong anyway, but fighting fit's different to being able to sprint 100 metres down the road. So yeah, that's when it started to become a real thing where actually I think I want to be a Royal Marines Commander.
So you aspired to somebody in your family. You came to Plymouth, Britain's ocean city, and obviously the largest naval base in Europe, isn't it? Yeah. And that's what you're aspiring to. So if I can take you back to your time and your training as a teenager, what challenges helped you develop skills like resilience and adaptability? If we just start on with those early days.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I had a few like illnesses and stuff like that. I had issues with like low blood cell counts and stuff, and so I've always had some kind of issue that I've had to get over. So physically not too bad, but mentally I've always almost been on the back foot, and I've had to like not bounce back, but stay strong, keep fighting. So by the time I was thinking about the Royal Marines, let's say, I already had that bit in me where I was willing to accept the challenge and go for it. It's a completely different challenge, but mentally I'd already been there 1,000 times, just growing up as a kid. I think that mindset really helped me, because then when later on what happened, it weren't physically what stopped me, it was mentally what could have stopped me, but mentally it kept me going. So yeah, I've always had some kind of issue and just that bit of a fight in me. I've always had the idea, like, you know, if I can do something, go out there and do it. Where it really came from, I don't really know. Maybe I was born with it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I just had those issues when I was a kid, so it just kind of stuck with me, really, and I'm glad it did, because it saved my life in the end.
So before the age of 20, there were obstacles and challenges that you got through in your life anyway. But at 20, you faced a life-changing event, didn't you, in Afghanistan? Can you share actually what happened and what your initial reaction was at that time?
Yeah, sure. So I joined 40 Commando Royal Marines, based in Taunton. And the way it worked is there was 67 of us who went through training. Our training is like 32 weeks long.
67? Wow.
Yeah, and then only 11 of us got in.
Wow.
So, and I was I think it was like 18, maybe 17, 18.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say that is because at the time I then felt invincible. You know, I'd done all of that, my past as well and everything like that, all the things I'd overcome, then training.
Yeah.
So
really proud of yourself.
Yes, then my mind was like, I'm just the man kind of thing. So nothing can stop me. So even in Afghanistan, where we were fighting, if it was us versus 10,000 Taliban, we had the mindset that we were going to win because there was just no, like, you just couldn't lose kind of thing. That's how we thought, and it helped. But then one day, like, things start getting a bit more, not a bit more serious, but like bad stuff's happening on a more regular basis on both sides. And I had this, not a dream, just I woke up and my mind just said, today you're going to get killed or injured.
Oh my goodness.
So bear in mind.
Can I just, so you woke up one day and you were doing your normal, what you were doing in terms of, were you in Afghanistan at the time, did you say? And you thought that you were going to be killed that day?
Yeah. So I've been there for like 4.5 months already. And the thing is, I normally listen to myself. If my mind says go toilet, I'll go toilet. If it says look over there, I'll look over there. So when my own voice said you're going to get killed, it was like, do I believe it or not? Because that was probably the first time where I almost weren't sure whether to believe what my mind was telling me.
Yeah.
So I was, that's a bit weird. But then as soon as it came, it kind of disappeared. So we got ready. And we used to have a little iPod and we used to listen to Linkin Park music that got us in the zone to get ready for a fight. Because as soon as you leave the base, safety catches are off basically, and then you end up getting to some kind of fight. And obviously you're fighting with guns, so someone's trying to kill you or vice versa. So yeah, you have to get into some kind of zone. So yeah, we left the base and something didn't feel right. I'd shaken my friend's hand in our little room. And I said, I'll see you on the other side. And I was like, oh, mate, shut up and get ready. So I was like, oh, man, something's not right. So we got on this patrol and the sun starts to rise. And then we got told to basically go and clear this compound. A compound's like their version of a house, basically, like quite big. There's like a perimeter, usually, a gate that we have to break through. Then like a smaller building inside. So there's a lot of like running around, basically, trying not to get shot till you get in there. And yeah, we got called forward, which I felt was weird because there was another troop in front of us, or section. So like another like 10 guys. So again, like to everyone else, it was fine. But to me, I'd already woken up feeling a bit off. So I was like, something's not right. So there's a guy called Stuart in front of me, then another guy called Mark. Stuart's got a metal detector. I had a mini machine gun. Mark had a rifle. And we had to go run over there. The idea was Mark was going to blow a hole in the wall. We go through and we see who's in there, kind of thing. So Stuart starts running off first. I'm running just behind him, about 5-10 metres back. Slight zigzagging, so not an easy target. Mark's doing the same thing. And as we get closer, like, there's already a hole in the wall. So someone's already been in there, if you know what I mean. So it's like, so now rather than get there, stack up against the wall and whatever, now it's just basically we're going straight in. So like no waiting around, no everyone here, just go straight in and deal with whoever's in there. So safety catch off. And it's like we're getting closer and closer. And then Stuart just starts falling over. And I was like, why is he falling over? There's nothing there. So I thought, that's fine. I'll go around him. Looks like I'm going in first. So now your heart's pounding a little bit because obviously there's people in there and you're not sure if they're friendly or not, let's say.
Yeah. Dogs
barking and whatever. So we're getting closer and closer. Stuart's about to go. I'm about to go around him. And then boom. So I kind of not woke up, but I opened my eyes and I was upside down, like my foot was caught in a tree, or I thought it was. So I'm swinging my arms around and...
So there's a loud bang.
It wasn't even loud, to be honest.
Okay.
It was just a bang, like, it didn't make my ears ring or anything. I've heard louder noises since.
Yeah.
And yeah, this tree just kept disappearing. I was like really confused, but where I'd been blowing up and I was 20, 30 feet in the air, coming back down, I assumed I was caught in a tree. So I hit the ground, my helmet was gone, and it literally felt like a person was stood on my chest. So I was struggling to get my body armour off. Just, you shouldn't have done it really, but I couldn't breathe. And I thought that was what it was. So as I was doing that, I noticed that I had a hole in my forearm and I could see all the bones inside moving and stuff. And I was like, because at the time I didn't think I'd been injured. I just thought, I couldn't breathe. And so I thought, I've been injured. And then as I went to sit up, like get my weapon, my right leg came up and my foot was gone and the whole shin bone was sticking out from the knee down. And I was like, okay. And then I looked at my left leg and my groin had been blown out. My left kneecap was hanging off. My left arm was hanging off. I had a piece of metal sticking out of my chest. Some other bits and bobs. And I could see like bits of flesh everywhere, like mine. And I was just like, I'm dead. But then I could hear Stuart making some noise over there somewhere. So I thought, right, go and get Stuart.
And did you know it was Stuart? You absolutely knew it was Stuart. So your brain and your eyes, you could just see everything around you.
Yeah, I hadn't gone into shock yet, so I was still able to process things.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't confused or anything. So I thought, go and get Stuart. So I started crawling out of this ditch. As I got to the top of the lip of the ditch, I was so weak that I forgot to lift my bone off the floor, so it scraped across the lip, and I think I passed out and slid back in. And I did that 2 or 3 times, and then I got to a stage where I was like, I've probably got one more go in me, and if not, I'm dead. So I didn't try any harder because I had no energy, but I just carried on again. This time I got out the ditch. And I crawled over to Stuart. He was making his way to me, but I could see he wasn't well.
Did you feel any pain, or was
you
felt the pain, but you just felt the urge of moving?
If I let it get to me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And like I said, if I would give it one more go, and if it didn't work out, then it is what it is. But yeah, I managed to. Me and Stuart got together, but he couldn't really help me. You could see his skin was all green. He was like dying, basically. Like he just looked really ill. The other guy, Mark, he came over. Most of his face was gone, but he was alive. We all kind of got together. None of us could help one another because we were all just too badly injured. We were trying to work out what weapons we got between us. I had a knife, a big knife. Not that I could probably use it. Mark had his weapon still. Stuart was in shock. And eventually we got rescued.
And at that time, did you feel yourself floating onto another world, or were you coherent in this world the whole time? Because you hear stories, don't you, of people that
I wish.
in that. Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, I was just well and truly alive.
Yeah.
Didn't feel alive, but I was in absolute agony. But then there was a point where I knew I was going to die, which I was anyway. So it was like, the pain didn't go away, but I just thought, quickly think about my mum and dad, quickly, my brother, my 4 sisters.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it, because like sometimes like your life flashes before your eyes, that mine didn't. I think that's what I was trying to say, actually. Yeah. I just was lying there like, I can't believe I'm going to die in a minute. So quickly think about my family, then just die, I suppose. Because if I've broke my leg before, you don't think you're going to die.
Yeah. But so you really did feel that
this
time.
Was like, it's fair to think I was going to die because my limbs are all ripped off. There's blood everywhere. I've literally bled out pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm still bleeding to death. No one could put a tourniquet on properly. So if I thought I was going to die, that was a fair shout.
Yeah.
So I didn't accept death, but I knew it was just about there. And let's see what happens.
And did all 3 of you survive?
Yeah, but then unfortunately they're both dead now.
Okay. Gosh. So you've spoken about your injuries not defining who you are. How did you develop the mindset and the skills? So if I take you further then, because obviously there must have been, I don't know, not even months, there must have been years of rehab on the back of all of that.
Well,
so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I got put to sleep, woke up in Birmingham, Selleck Hospital.
Yeah.
In intensive care. Mark was there. He woke up thinking that we're in Afghanistan still.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was, but the fact there was a nice white, fresh ceiling, I felt like I was safe because obviously we weren't living like that. So,
no, exactly.
And there's some guys I didn't know opposite me, lost both their legs and stuff like that. My parents came in eventually, and I remember thinking, just don't cry. I felt like crying, but I thought, just don't do it. And I didn't do it. And then I started just saying that, actually, I'm just going to tell people I feel fine. Probably the wrong thing to do, but at the time it helped me get through that phase. Then after, let's say, 5 weeks, I went to Headley Court. And then I see lots of guys with no limbs in wheelchairs, some guys learning to walk on prosthetics. And I knew I was in a bad way, but it was the first time I felt like I might be okay. So it wasn't this big, like, my injuries haven't defined me. It was just more so, oh, I think I might be all right. It started off like that. And then when I got my leg, I started walking about a week after I got to Headley Court. It was painful, but I was back on my feet. It felt like it felt normal because that's all I'd known. I wasn't used to being in a wheelchair. I'd never been in one. So being in the wheelchair was abnormal. Standing up was normal. So when I got back on my feet, I felt like, oh, this is how it's meant to be. I'm used to this. So just don't go back in the chair.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this like motivational moment. It was just, this is all I've ever known for like 20 years. So just carry on. And then from there, you know, you walk into rehab, you walk into the galley where you eat your food. Then I'm walking around the Headley Court estate. Then I walk to the shop. Maybe it just started off like that.
Yeah. And
the more that I did, the more I thought I can do things. It's just different. It takes a bit longer, and I've got to think about it a little bit more. And then I just ended up just cracking on.
So if I just take you back on, I mean, gosh, what a huge amount of resilience through all of that, and take you back onto when you were in intensive care, and that thought and that reflection of, you know, that that I'm absolutely fine. You've just gone through this absolutely terrible experience, but all you're thinking of is that you're going to tell everybody that you're fine. And, you know, just reflecting on, in particular, male mental health, when, you know, males in particular will put that persona on that everything is all right. And obviously there is the resilience there. But do you have any reflections on that now? Not that you'd ever want to go through anything like that ever again. But do you think you should have shared a little bit more now that you're older and with further reflections?
No, not at all. No, I mean, I suffered really badly with PTSD. I was depressed and wanted to kill myself a few years ago. And it was because back at the beginning, I didn't speak about anything. But the reality of it is, when you're a young lad, you're a Royal Marines commando. Yeah. There is no way that you're going to speak about things straight away. Okay. Like, it's the right thing to do, but you're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. It's like, even if now I felt really low, by the time I spoke about it, maybe it's been a year. I wouldn't feel low today and just speak about it today. So even though I should have done it, there was no way in hell I was ever going to feel low and just open up there and then. It was never going to happen.
So that's your own toolkit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, thank you for that, because that really expresses what you're genuinely feeling. And, you know, sometimes people reflect on things, what they should do or they think they should do, but actually it's only you that knows sometimes.
Bear in mind, that's kept me alive in Afghanistan for all that time. Because when you're fighting with guns, knives, grenades, bombs going off, seeing people get killed or friend or foe or whatever, the only thing that stops you going mental whilst you're out there is the fact that you don't allow your feelings to get involved. You just focus on the job. Okay. If I based going out on patrol on my feelings, I'd never leave the base. No. What if I get killed? What if I get blown up? What if this? What if that? So by not having any emotions, it allows you to see a dead body, or maybe if you killed someone or you saw your friend get killed, like because then the next day you're going back out there again. For 6 months straight until you leave. So when I then got blown up and then survived, I weren't now gonna, for the first time in my life, just open up and share my mental health. Like, I didn't even heard of mental health issues or PTSD. So I did what I was taught to do. Shut your mouth, crack on with it. So I did. And it worked until it didn't work. And it cost me in the end.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But I've just got a quote here, so I'm just going to read this. So I saw this quote that you were saying, as long as you react to setbacks in the right way, and I think that's what you were just alluding to a little bit, wasn't it? Then things will be okay. So how do you define the right way?
Yeah, that's more a personal thing just for me, because people say I haven't changed, and I haven't really changed because, like, let's say you go to school, you got them kids where you know if something don't go their way, they're going to just lash out, and you get them kids, then you get some kids, if they lashed out, you wouldn't expect it from them because they're not that kind of kid. Like, I'm the kind of lad where, like, I've always been quite resilient since I was a kid, and always tried to be positive and always tried to focus on what I can do rather than what I can't do. So when I got blown up, the right way for me, like, if I was just crying all day, my parents would be like, what are you doing? Like, that's not who you are, kind of thing. So when I was smiling, when I was still being polite, well-mannered, when the priest would come in, when I was in intensive care, I woke up and the priest had his hand over my head. And the first thing I said when I woke up was, oh, thank you. And then he was like, oh, but that's me. Like, I would never have not said thank you and just let him walk off. Like, so I conducted myself in the right way, how I was raised. So yeah, like that, like everyone's different, but I did things the right way for me.
So through all your tough times, those values and that upbringing was always there.
Yeah, my brain didn't change.
Yeah.
Just my limbs were ripped off. So
Yeah.
I was still Ben McBean. I just was really badly injured. So I was still who I was. I know, of course, mentally you can change a bit, but the core of me is still the same. That's why even if I do something wrong, I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm now doing something crazy thinking it's right. So yeah, that side of me has never changed.
So Ben, even more inspirational, you've set yourself really rigorous targets in terms of on the back of your rehab, and you've been doing a few marathons and different things like that. So you've done the 3 Peaks, you've done Everest Base Camp. So why did you choose those in particular?
Yeah, so when I was in Celio, I turned the TV on. I had no limbs at the time, as in no prosthetics. And the first thing I saw was the marathon on TV. And I just thought...
Well, the London Marathon. Yeah.
I just thought, I'll do that next year. And in the Royal Marines, you do a 30-mile run across Dartmoor with kit on. You've got 8 hours to do it in. It's the last physical test you do. So mentally, physically, emotionally, it challenges you.
Yeah.
So after what I'd gone through, like, doctors didn't say you can't do anything. But it was like, mate, like, you've lost your limbs, man. Like, it's going to be hard work. So for me, it was like, I need to... not show them, but show myself what I can do. So even though I ran the marathon for charity, I was actually running it for me. Like, what can I do?
Yeah.
So the marathon was the hardest thing at the time that I could have done, to say, actually, you know what, Ben, like, you still got it in you, or maybe I haven't. And if I hadn't, so what? Like, look what I've just gone through.
Yeah.
But I needed to find out. So I ran the marathon, and physically, I didn't care. But mentally, it was like, I've got the confidence now to like walk down to the local shop.
Yeah.
I can walk around town and know that I'll be okay. And like, I can live on my own and I can do things. So yeah, like that's where it came from. Then the other challenges, it was just, whilst I can physically, because when I get older, things will just change. Like now I can't do the same things.
Yeah, yeah.
So just get as many things in the bag as I can, just so I can look back and say, you know what, whilst I was young, relatively fit and strong and healthy, I achieved things. Because now I could run a marathon, but then what it would cost me probably wouldn't be worth it. So I've got to be honest with myself. So yeah, at least those few years, 5-6 years of me doing different challenges, I did as much as I could do.
Yeah.
And it helped me, but also maybe helped other people to think, oh, you can actually still do things.
Yeah.
And now I'm slowing right down.
Yeah.
At least I can look back and say, oh, I did some stuff. So
and it was right at the time.
Yeah.
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 Was there any connection, or do you feel there's any connection with the physical and the mental? Because they're completely different things, but then work together in its own right, don't they, really?
Yeah, it's weird because, you know, if I'll go on the moors quite a lot. I yomp around the moors and everything, and it's hard work, which I'm always used to. And mentally, it's nice to be physically challenged, and my mind just say, mate, this is hard work. But also there's that side of me where it says, like, okay, let's crack on.
Yeah.
And I need that in my life.
Yeah.
The moment where my mind says, this is hard work, and I go, yeah, it is, let's stop. Then taking the kids' school will be a problem.
Yeah.
Walking around Tesco will be a problem. Doing basic things I probably won't want to do. So to keep my mind right, I need to physically still have those challenges.
Yeah.
So my mind don't die down. I'm only 38. I might live another 30 years, so I can't afford to like break down too soon.
You are going to live at least another 30 years, Ben, aren't you?
We'll see.
You're really well known and respected today. You know, we can all see that. And someone that really serves as an inspiration to others. And, you know, what you've said and what you've shared with us, you know, that just clearly resonates. And I'm sure that the listeners are going to really resonate. And as a motivational speaker, how do you turn your experiences into practical lessons for organisations and individuals? So if you think of all those listeners we talked about earlier and your story, what do you think they could take from those lessons that you've just alluded to?
Yeah, so I suppose officially it's like motivational speaker, but I just call myself a public speaker because I just say what happened, like what I'm just saying now, because...
That's humble, isn't it? And you find that.
I think when like you add the motivational bit, you start trying to add quotes into it and just won't be as honest, like, because you're just trying to motivate, so you've got to put some positive spin to everything that's negative.
Yeah.
Some things are negative and it will always be negative. I can't turn getting burnt up by a bomb into a positive story. So for me, it's just like people think they've hit rock bottom, and it's all relative, but there's rock bottom, then there's literally rock bottom where the next step is death. And I've not bounced back, but I've come back from there. And it's just a way of thinking. I've had a real hard time, and life's stressful, and this, that, and the other. And then you walk away going, oh, I met a guy called Ben McBean today, and he was saying like he had a really hard time. Oh, what did he go through? He literally got blown up by a bomb somehow, survived it, and his leg was ripped off, but he managed to get through it, then ran the marathon, and now he just does a school run or just does a Tesco food shop or puts the wash on, de-weeds the garden. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you're just like, what? Like, so it just puts into perspective.
It
like,
does. We all have to do those things, don't we?
And the amount of work I've had to put in just to do those basic things, like walk around the shop.
Yeah.
Because no one would really know that I've been injured. Especially
And
wearing my
sometimes we
prosthetic.
take that for granted, don't we? Yeah.
But you don't know my story, but what it's taken for me to walk to the shops and stuff like that. So that's what it's about. It's just kind of a real example of like how bad things can get.
Yeah.
And like people say you can bounce back. Like I've not bounced back. It's been a 17 long year process of trying to be happy again.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm still trying, being honest, because I'm not happy, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never be happy losing my limbs.
Mm-hmm. Have you come to terms with losing your limbs, though, Ben? It's quite a deep question, isn't it?
You know what? I miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss them. That's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, I miss them a lot.
Do you still feel like they're there sometimes? Or
I can feel them. I can move them around.
Yeah.
It's called phantom limb pain and sensation.
Yeah.
It's like I know a guy was born with one arm, so he's got no clue. And I'm like, mate, can you not see that it's easier with two arms?
Yeah.
And it sounds so obvious, but if he's never known, then you don't know. But because I've known, I think, mate, think about it. You could have one glass in this hand and that one, then you open a door and he's like, oh, right, I don't know. So I think that's what can get on your nerves a bit.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore, but it's just knowing.
Yeah.
Just knowing I could run down the street, knowing I could jumped over there kind of thing. But yeah, I do miss them, but not where I want to get upset over it.
You've accepted.
Yeah.
But
the truth is, I miss
Yeah.
my limbs, yeah.
And that's really honest. So thank you for that. So if I sort of turn the conversation to your work with diversity and inclusion. So you advocate diversity and inclusion as well as resilience, which I think you've got just absolute bags of that. But if I sort of bring this into leadership and leadership skills, so you don't have to be at the top of an organisation to be a leader. I mean, even taking your children to school, I think there's leadership skills in that. And so on your reflection, what skills do you think leaders need to develop these qualities? And if you think of teams and working as a team, because also with you being in the Marines, there's a lot of teamwork. You've already talked about your mates that you were with. So, what are your views on that?
Yeah, you know, it's only been the last probably 3 or 4 years where I used to like, someone says a quote and I'd think, oh yeah, and I'll probably repeat it. But now when I think for myself, I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for me, it's like a leader, for me, is looking at their followers. Because some leaders just want followers.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a good leader in a sense of I let people feel they can speak to me. Same with my boss in Afghanistan. Like, he was the leader officially. Someone's got to be.
Yeah.
But you felt like you could say, boss, like, I think we should do this rather than that. You may not go with it, but you felt you could say that. Some leaders just, no, I'm the leader. You're walking around in circles and you're just following kind of thing. They don't want to hear what you got to say.
That's probably more managing, isn't it, than leading?
So for me, it's like being the kind of person where people think, because you're only trying to get to the same place, everyone, as a team.
Yeah.
You want to achieve the same goal, hit the same targets. And if someone feels that they can approach you and say, oh, excuse me, can I say this and that? I think that's a good leader, because then it's like, to get to number 9, you could say 5 + 4, we could say 8 + 1. It's different, but it's still the same thing. And you got to be open and willing to accept that. And that's why I've had people who probably share things they've not shared with other people.
Yeah.
They feel like, I could chat to you. And I that's what I respect. You know, my kids, like, when they go through some at school, let's say, they talk to me about it. They don't think, I couldn't tell my dad. Like they can. I couldn't tell my dad when I was a kid. I'll probably get slapped. But they can tell me, like, and I think that's a good sign of leadership skills. And I'll be willing to, if I'm going wrong and someone steps up and says, I know the way from here, I'm happy to follow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I take from it. The title leader is one thing, but what it actually means, that's a different thing. But then that being said, if you've never been a leader or in that position, it does feel good when people are following you.
Yeah.
And you're marching around at the front kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I get where it comes from.
Yeah.
But then when you look back, and it's only now I'm 38, because when I was mid-20s, I wouldn't be saying this.
Yeah.
But now at 38, I look back and think, actually, a good leader is someone who, or people who feel they can open up to you and help achieve the same goal and get to where you want to go.
Well, I think leadership is about teamwork, about listening, actually about coaching and developing people into their full potential.
Yeah.
So it's about facilitating wisdom and experience and people to get the some of the best
having
possible
an environment
outcomes,
where
isn't
they
it?
can
Yeah.
ask questions and work, and
Yeah.
you can provide them with tools.
Yeah.
If you can't provide them any of that, they can't do anything with what they've got. This is why you get people where they could be this, that and the other.
Yeah.
But if they're not in a position, they're not in the right place, they're not going to college, they've not got any tools,
Yeah.
they're not, like, they might be in a third world country where they're really smart, but they can't do anything with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why we're lucky here, where we do have, like with the college, the ability to reach your full potential, give it a go. Whether you do it or not, it's a different story, but
Yeah.
the tools are there.
Yeah.
And then you've got to have the right people where you feel like you can progress and develop.
And when we did the podcast with Dame Kelly Holmes, she talked about the skills and what she learned while she was in the forces. And then, when she came out of it, she talked about opening her own businesses and chairing board meetings and things like that. So all those skills that we acquire through life help us into those next steps, don't they?
And I think that's what's good about the military as well.
Yeah.
Like, let's say in the corporate world, it might take a few years to like progress and make decisions, but in the armed forces, like, we're all fighting. This person gets injured, like, it's not, who's the next person in, like you just step up. So the amount of pressure, but you've got to step up and do your job. If someone gets killed again and everyone's fighting over there, like, you're stepping up straight away. Like, so we progress, at least mentally, leadership wise, a lot quicker than in Civvy Street. And like reacting to solving problems basically, like, on the spot. But in our case, it's life and death. But in Civvy Street, it's maybe trying to hit targets or whatever. So I think that's what helps as well. But then at the same time, we're so intense with it because it was life and death situations. It don't always work in Civvy Street because you're not under the same pressures, if you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's what we can bring. And then maybe you can tone it down a bit. But the values are the same.
So what would you say to all those listeners out there who are aspiring to go into the Marines or the armed forces? What would you be saying to them right now?
I say just go for it. I got a TikTok account and I get loads of lads reach out to me and go, do you reckon I should wait for this and wait for that?
Oh, that's like, amazing, Ben, isn't it?
Yeah, it weren't meant to be for that, but
that's
it turned
leadership,
into that.
Isn't it?
And I just say, like, I was like 16. I just went down the careers office.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be a Royal Marine. And the guy was like, mate, you'll never get in. You're not big enough.
Is that what they said to you?
Yeah. And then they said, I'll tell you what, the fact that you're going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever, but your shoulders aren't big enough. You'll never get in, but good luck to you.
Oh, my gosh.
And then obviously I was one of 11.
Yeah. Out of 67, I remember.
Yeah. So it's just like, that's the thing, like, in life, just go for it, because you overthink things. And this is the thing, like, again, with my mental health, like, if I worry about how I feel about things, I probably wouldn't get out of bed. So sometimes you've got to put your feelings to one side and focus on what you want to do. Because I've done it in the past where I've done something, and as soon as I started doing it, I thought, man, I could have done this like ages ago.
Yeah.
And what held me back? It was just me going, yeah, but the this, but the that. And then it wasn't I couldn't do it. It was just, but as you get older, I suppose, you kind of a bit, but then when I go back to old school, just like, that's what I want to do, go and do it, then you end up doing stuff. And that's what I said to young lads, just go out there and give it a go. I was 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
I was this skinny lad, like 66 of the people in this line, bigger guys than me, older
That's
guys.
quite intimidating, isn't it?
And I was still there, with a smile on my face, like, I'm getting in.
And you were the few who got
I'm getting
through.
in. And
Fantastic.
I got in. The big guy didn't get in. The one who was giving it all that didn't get in. And that's it. You know?
Brilliant.
And then my parents are like, man.
Did he get in? Is that our son?
Yeah. Then I'm off to Afghanistan. I'm supposed to be a man with a weapon. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like just go. It's not just the Marines, but just in anything, man.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
go for it,
And a focus. And now you're a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old are your children?
2 boys, Albie and Maddox. They're 5 and 8.
Oh, wow. So that's keeping you very
Yeah.
busy then. So you
Yeah.
do the school run.
Yeah, I have no time to think about my injuries these days. So it's just, yeah, and the kids don't care anyway.
No, so they look at you as their dad.
Yeah, that's
And
all
that's
I've
it.
known. So,
Yeah.
just life's just pretty normal now.
Yeah, yeah.
School running, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And what do you do, Ben, to look after your own health and well-being now? So what do you eat and what do you do to keep yourself fit?
Food-wise, I'm a massive like meat eater. I eat like lots
Okay.
of protein.
Yeah.
I've always been the same.
Yeah.
I was like really overweight a few years ago, but that was my mental health, I think.
Yeah.
And I drank a lot of alcohol because that helped me. You know, it didn't, but it did at the time.
Where you were at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, like, I eat a lot of protein. Don't drink so much alcohol. Fitness-wise, I wouldn't call it fitness, but I yomp on the malls quite a lot, or walk around the malls quite a lot.
Yeah.
It also clears my mind a bit. And that's where I did all my training as well.
Oh.
So it just brings me back there.
Yeah.
It's like a reset kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's just how I live now. So no massive highs, no massive lows. I like to be just in the middle because obviously I've been really low a few times, so I don't want to go back there again.
So do you feel that's more consistent now then? Because I think one thing that we like to share on this podcast is that there is no such thing as perfection. And, you know, for you to say that there was a time in your life that you probably consistently ate the wrong things and you may have drank too much alcohol, then you pushed through that. And are you saying now that you've got more of a consistent lifestyle of balance and things in moderation and things like that? Yeah.
I think because I want to live life now, then I can see clearly what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
But when I weren't sure if I wanted to be alive or dead, what was right and wrong, it was all jumbled into one.
Yeah.
So if I drank 10,000 pints, my mind weren't saying, this is weird, this is wrong.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem odd.
Yeah.
At one point, I was in the back of my car in Dartmoor for about a year. That didn't seem odd because my mind didn't say it was odd. But now my mind would say, that's really odd. So I wouldn't do it. But at the time, that's where I was mentally. So, yeah, but now I'm aware of... I've always still got those... Once you're depressed or you've seen what you've seen, or like, it will never go away.
Yeah.
Like people say, block out that voice in your head, but you were born with that voice in your head. It don't go away.
Yeah.
It's just whether you listen to it or not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And sometimes my voice comes back and says, do this or don't do that. But I'm able to go, well, no. And then it kind of says, okay, fine. But it'll always be there now. And I've got to try and manage it. But now I'm under more pressure because I've got kids. And so I can't afford to do anything silly.
Yeah. Do they fully understand what you've been through yet, or will that come with time?
No, that'll be... They've got their own idea of what's happened. I think they're too young to... There's not a nice way of saying it to an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So you have to just tell the truth in a softer way, but maybe when they're 10, let's say.
Yeah.
So at the minute, like, oh yeah, you fought in the war, the bomb, but then you put the plaster on and then you saved your life, and yeah, that'll do for now.
So they've got the little snippets.
Yeah, that'll do for now kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like even sat on here, like there's no, what I just told you what happened, there's no nice way to say it. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is kind of thing. So same with the kids.
But that's what's so wonderful about storytelling and how authentic when you're just open, transparent. And you know, you said to me earlier, you just tell the story of what happened. And that's enough, isn't it?
That's it. That's what I don't need to add motivational bits onto it or sad bits onto it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and you take what you can take from it.
Yeah. And actually, people who will listen to this podcast, it's not just about the going to Afghanistan. There's skills in resilience, isn't there? And, how we can support our mental health, but also that life isn't linear, is it?
Yeah.
It's actually, we are all in different ways, some worse than others, thrown with different things, but it's about the toolkit of how we approach and how we deal with that. And that's the importance thing.
And that's it. Just my story is just different.
Yeah.
So someone here's had mental health issues, but for completely different reasons. But it's the same. It's like fear is fear. I've been scared, but that's fighting in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
But you were scared of maybe heights or this, that. It's the same feeling. It's just for different reasons. So this is why I share my story, because you've been scared, you've had fear, you've been maybe depressed, you've been under pressure, you feel like you don't know what to do or whatever. I felt the same, but mine was just from fighting.
Yeah.
Yours was from going to college and failing or test or something like that. So it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's just a different story. I suppose that's what it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So in the here and now then, what are the goals and projects on the agenda right now?
Now, I was planning on doing one last challenge, really, like a 30-miler across Dartmoor.
Yeah. You love Dartmoor, don't you? That's your happy place.
It is, yeah.
I think it's a lot of people's happy place, actually.
It is. It's just, if you don't mind the cold, wet and wind, which it is most of the time, then it's actually fine.
Yeah.
But again, if you focus on the weather, it's really cold and windy.
Yeah, it's that mindset, isn't it?
But if you say, I'm not too fussed about that, I'm not going to die because it's cold. So you then focus on, Moors is quite nice, actually, and you go do your thing. So I'm looking at doing something like that because... let's say I've got 2 years worth of running around in me. I want to save that for my kids.
Yeah.
And teach them how to ride a bike and run beside them on the bike kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for me, physically, I'm just going to do probably one or two last things. And then I think for me personally, just keep on telling my story, keep on trying to help people, keep on giving advice if I can. And also keep being honest. If I don't know, just say I don't know. Because sometimes you feel like you've got to have an answer to everything. And I'm not perfect. And as I say, with my mental health and stuff, the way I went about my business, I wouldn't advise. But I'll be honest and say that's how I handled it.
Yeah.
And I think that also helps. Because then I don't make up any rubbish and they listen to it. They go over there to get advice instead. And hopefully they help. And just keep doing that. And one day sit back and say, you know what? I had an all right life. Yeah. And then that'll be it.
Oh, Ben McBean, it's been an absolute privilege and honour for you to share your authentic story. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.